What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be one of the very best teams in the West next season. I think they're going to shock a lot of people this year. I'm going to break down why I think they're going to be potentially a top 5 or 6 seed in the West and why I think that this team is just loaded. They're ready to go. This is going to be their year to really pop onto the scene. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But my question to you guys is, what seed do you think that the Oklahoma City Thunder will finish in the West this season? My answer is the 5 seed. I think this is like a 45 to 48 win team, possibly, depending on how the season goes. But we're going to start with the roster, right? You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We got to start at the top. That's the head of the snake. That's one of the best players on the planet. You got to start with him. The man averaged 31, 5, and 5 on over 50% shooting last year. Awesome free throw shooter. Gets to the line like no other. Great finisher. Really, really solid off-ball defender, particularly. He's really good at getting into the passing lanes. A lot of steals. Very, very good in transition. Good, solid passer. Can shoot. Just an absolute bucket getter. One of the very best players in the NBA. He's probably top 15, somewhere in there. Anybody that's putting up 31, 5, and 5 and is leading a very, very young team. He's one of the younger players in the league. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is amazing. And he exploded last year, and I expect him to continue doing so this year. I think this is one of those years where you could see him going like 37 and 6 or something like that, like 30.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Could really see him kind of blossoming into that while becoming an even better defender. I think he's awesome off ball, can be better on ball, but it takes time in the league, and I think this is his year to really just be one of the top players on one of the top teams. Now, a gentleman that kind of took off last year a little bit, Josh Giddey, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists last year. Just an awesome point guard on this team. He's like a perfect fit next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And he's one of the most selfless guys in the league. Likes to pass the ball, likes to get his teammates involved. Isn't really about getting his buckets. He kind of just gets it within the flow of the offense. Improved like 6% from three-point shooting last year. Went from like 26% to like 32%. I expect another increase, as he continues to progress his career. It could be easily in that 35, 36% this year. Respectable NBA level from 3. And then I feel like his passing with his team getting, more experience and better players on it. You're getting Chet Holmgren, who I'm going to talk about in just a minute. You're getting just healthier. You're getting a better roster around him. I feel like his assists, he could easily be a guy getting 8 assists a game on a very, 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 very fluid, explosive offense. He could easily do that. I expect 17 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Like, there's no reason he can't play that role on this team. Ultra talented. And I'm so confident in him. I'm just so confident in him. I'm not even really worried about it. I know he'll be able to do this. Now, the man, the myth, the legend, Chet Holmgren. We have not seen this man play in an actual NBA game or regular season game yet, but he's just so good. People, and I feel like a lot of people, in better part due to the injury and stuff like that, either forgot how good he is or just didn't even know in general. This last year's Summer League, and yes, it is just Summer League, was the best player on the floor. Best player in Summer League before he got injured in that like scrimmage run or whatever it was where LeBron stepped on his foot. The only thing that's going to hold OKC back this year, the only thing that can possibly throw them off is injury. Health. That's it. Chet Holmgren's healthy, they're going to be one of the very best teams in the league. He plays 60-plus games, one of the best teams in the league. That's a foregone conclusion, in my opinion. You're talking about a guy he's a 7'1" center who can put the ball on the floor, can shoot, can score from mid-range, has finesse in the post, very, very good rim protector. Like, this is everything. This is everything that we say about Wembanyama is also Chet Holmgren. And that's no slack. Like, Wembanyama is going to be a great player in this league. Yeah, people are overreacting to his first game, but Chet's a dog, right? He's got confidence. He's got that swagger to him. If he's healthy, their team is going to be one of the hardest teams in the league to beat because they're deep. I'm going to break down the rest of the roster too. But this kind of big 3 of SGA, Josh Giddey, and Chet Holmgren, which we haven't even seen yet, I can't wait because Chet he's going to be like, I swear, he's going to end up being like a 20 and 10 guy in the league. Probably 40+% from 3 kind of shooter. I can't wait to watch him play on this OKC team in a regular season game, just healthy. He's going to be so good. And apparently he's put on like 10 or 15 pounds of muscle. You don't want to put on 30, 40 pounds when you're a guy that's his frame. That's usually bad for your body. So, putting on 10 to 15 pounds and just growing incrementally as he ages a little bit, getting his body right, that's also going to help a lot too. Now we're going to try and make this video not confusing because, the Oklahoma City Thunder have 2 guys with almost the exact same name, Jalen Williams and Jaylin Williams. One of them, Jalen Williams. I'm going to put him on the screen so you guys see which one I'm talking about. But He was one of the better rookies last year. He was exceptional. All rookie first team, like almost came in and took rookie of the year. He had a very, very solid argument against Paolo Banchero. I voted for Paolo, but I thought Jalen was right there, like made it very close at the very end. He's a good defender. He's a really, really good finisher. Good on cutting. Very good in dribble handoffs. Very, very good passing. Awesome screener as well. He's only like 6'5", but he has like a big body, so he's able to kind of play multiple positions and play bigger than what his size would suggest he can do. He gave you 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists last year with like 1.4 steals. There's no reason to believe he can't up his defense, up his rebounding, up his assists, because you're gonna have to figure out how we're splitting the shots up between Chet, Shai, Giddey himself, and all the other guys on the team. They're gonna have to figure that out. That'll take some time, but they got a lot of willing guys, and I think Jaylin Williams in this case is definitely one of those willing guys that's going to be able to sacrifice some parts of his game and improve other parts to make this team win. Now we're going to talk about the other Jaylin Williams, a little bit less sought after Jaylin Williams, Jaylin Williams. That guy, one of the best defenders for a rookie, for a young guy, right? He came in and he led the league in charges drawn. You know how rare that is that a rookie comes into the NBA and leads the league in charges drawn? He had 43. He took, I think, 43 charges last year. That's a beating. And to put it into perspective, the second closest guy was Kevin Love with 33. So he had 10 more charges drawn than the next closest guy. And he's always in the right position. He has very, very good technique. And, he's a 6'9", 240-pound, bulldog that's in there. And I think he's a really nice complementary fit next to a guy like Chet and then all the other guys, because he's a bigger body, but he also doesn't require the ball. He rebounds, plays great defense. Just one of those perfect, 3-and-D fits. He's a 40% three-point shooter too. So you get him in there doing that, doing all the dirty work. It's perfect fit right there. And it was awesome drafting as well. Took a lot though to take guys with the same names essentially, but both of those guys end up being really, really good players. And if we want to talk about defense, you can't start the conversation without Lou Dort, because the man's got the nickname the Dorture Chamber because his teammates love him and opponents absolutely hate playing against him because he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the entire league. And honestly, I think it's an absolute joke that he didn't receive an All-NBA defense vote last year to either team. The fact that he didn't get that, that's a joke in my opinion, because this is one of the most locked down guys in the league. Makes it hard for absolutely any star guard or forward that he's going to have to match up with. Does not like that matchup. It's tough to score on him. And, he's a good offensive player. He's not great offensively. He's not a great shooter or anything like that. But when you apply the pressure he does defensively, and he kind of does play within the offense too, so he's not like just jacking up shots all game long and shooting you out of the game. He knows his limitations and provides a lot to this team in terms of the toughness, the intensity, the physicality. And he kind of takes a load off of, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey to where they don't have to go out there and guard the other team's best guard. They don't have to go chase Steph Curry around all game. They don't got to go chase Damian Lillard. They don't have to do that, and that provides a lot of value. I do want to talk about the top 10 pick, Cason Wallace, real quick, because he came out of Kentucky, and Kentucky just produces like NBA star guards. They just do it. Elite guards, great players come out of Kentucky, and he was a top 10 pick, very, very good shooter, good defender, solid passer. I like him as the sixth man on this team. Let's look at the NBA guards that Kentucky has produced in the last 10, 12 years, okay? So most recently, Tyrese Maxey, right? Really, really good player. Emmanuel Quickley, really, really good player. Tyler Hero, really, really good player. None other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, awesome star-level player. De'Aaron Fox, star-level player. Malik Monk, really, really good player. NBA champion Jamal Murray, don't forget about him. Devin Booker, right? You got that. And then you have John Wall, who was a star point guard for forever. Eric Bledsoe had some really good years. Rajon Rondo won championships as being a very, very good point guard. The list goes on. Those are just the last 10 to 12 years of guards that came out of Kentucky. Cason Wallace is next up. So historically, this means this guy's going to be great. A few other guys you got to talk about. Isaiah Joe, 40% from three, bucket, one of the best shooters in the entire league. Love his game, fits next to all the other guys, spaces the floor, does all that. Kenrich Williams, good defender, 37% from three, takes a lot of charges. I think he took 26 charges last year. Was very, very good in that. You have two guys in Jalen Williams and Kenrich Williams taking charges. That's rim protection at its finest. And then you got Patty Mills, very, very experienced NBA point guard. I think that's going to be good for guys like Giddey, Cason Wallace, even Trey Mann, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, being able to learn from him a little bit. The veteran presence is valuable. You got some wild cards like Trey Mann, right? I mentioned him. He's been awesome in Summer League. I don't know where he particularly fits because they have so much talent, but he's a wild card. Maybe something happens with him. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl had some moments last year, battled some injuries and stuff like that. But he's a wild card, could potentially make some waves on this team. The bottom line is that they're just a young, deep team. And they've drafted exceptionally the last 3-4 years, made the right trades, and they've still got a war chest of picks to make more deals. This is going to be one of those teams that makes that jump this year. They're going to go from the 10 seed that, lost in the play-in to, we're top 5. Like, we might even have a home. We might even start off the playoff round at home. They might be a top 4 team. It's very, very possible that they are like that. Health, like I said, is going to be the biggest thing that's going to make or break their season. And they just got everything. They got scorers, SGA, Chet, Giddey, J-Dub, shooters. You got both the J-Dubs, Chet, Isaiah Joe, Kenrich, Patty Mills, Shai Gilgeous. Like, they all do that. You got passers, SGA, Giddey, J-Dub, Cason Wallace. You got all that. Perimeter defense, Lou Dort, J-Dub, Kenrich, Shai Gilgeous. You can probably add other guys into there. Interior defense, you got Chet, you got Jaylin Williams, you got the other J-Dub, you got Dort, you got Kenrich. Like, they got all this loaded onto this roster. And that's why I'm very confident in them being a top 5 or 6 team. This team, on paper, is absolutely loaded with young talent ready to flourish. So my question, what are your expectations for the Oklahoma City Thunder season upcoming? I'm very, very excited. They got so much going on. They're going to be one of the most fun teams to watch in the NBA. Put them on your League Pass teams if you want to watch fun, interesting basketball, because they're going to be one of those teams. You got defense, you got offense. Coaching has progressed very, very well with them with Daignault, and I'm just excited. Call it that. Call it what you will. If you think I'm crazy for saying that the Thunder could be a top 5 or 6 team, let me know in the comments. I'm cool with that too. I'm always here for criticism. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Please like the video, but do not be shocked when the Oklahoma City Thunder absolutely explode this season, because I tried to warn you. All right, I'm done. Peace.